Hello guys, welcome back to my channel. Today we are going to talk about or demonstrate about the InfraViz. InfraViz, the basic idea is coming from the Figma or the Figma. Many of the organizations using their UI UX code, UI UX tool to generate their React code or the backend code to interface with the UI part. So the similar way the concept will be working in the InfraViz as well. So we are demonstrating the virtualizing or designing the infrastructure with my tool, and most importantly, one point is that not only designing that infrastructure, it also generates the Terraform code, estimates the cost, provides the compliance, and provide the feedbacks. What are the things is considered when we are building such application? Because in the real time, when we are building from the scratch for any infrastructure, we might be missing some security topics, security points. So to overcome those things, we use this tool as an InfraViz, and this is my version 1 demo, and we'll be going for version 2, version 3, and so on. So I will be improvising based on the feedbacks which we get. Let's go for the video or the product demo for this application. To my channel, in the last post on my LinkedIn, I just posted about the Figma to infrastructure. So I was working with the cloud co-agents and the cloud co-workers to work out my idea. Sprint 1 tool, the version 1 tool, where we have we introduce some future for the organization levels management for the Terraform projects. So they have the columns in the left side, a workspace where we can create our workspaces or switch the workspaces based on the team specific, and based on the workspaces management, we can grant the users to access the workspaces and their respective projects. So they can create the projects, they can drop down to select the projects based on the input. So this is a new feature which we'll be working in the next sprint to include those part. So as this is a completely non-human application, means is completely built by an AI agents, and no human interface is done for building a single line of code for this application. And we also introduced popular cloud providers like AWS, GCP, and Azure. And based on those regions, based on their availability regions, a set of regions, we just provided the basic regions for the application when they want to generate the code. This is the part of the cloud providers when we select, and basic infrastructure. So by default, we provided some structure to design their application, but hopefully you are not able to visible to poor diagram. So we'll be keeping this point for the next sprint to improvise this. So we have theme version where we change the theme of the application interface completely from dark to light, light to dark. So I prefer for the light for building a diagram. So I will keep that point to my agent. Okay. And this is the basic container. So if you want to have the multi VPC or the multi availability zone setup, so you can drag and drop those containers as well. And basically, if you see this diagram, it's providing a 3-tier architecture of application. So we can just provide the just providing some drag and drop features to provide my EC2 instances and a database, DynamoDB, and also provide ALB in the public subnet. And I will just connect so that it knows that it is interlinked, and it should be allow the access to particular resources only. So you see, just the alignment is not good, and it's not there. So our agent, UX agent, decided to have the auto layout option so that it layouts the architecture in the proper way, and adjust the containers based on the provider input. It makes some sense when we are designing application. Okay, now this is one part of the application, but when we want to generate the Terraform code, just click on this part. So this is they have two modes, the fast mode and the previous mode. Fast mode, I'm using Opus to generate this code. And if you see this generate ISC code, generally it generates the summary, architecture, Terraform code, and its state files. And now it's generated the basic provider, because we know the provider will be generated by us. We know which cloud and those things. So the compliance perspective, we block that one, but we have to create the Terraform provider.tf file. And this is the basic variables to be provided. What is the VPC CIDR blocks, IP ranges, and what is the instance type you want to select. Okay, and we also can write our code to generate other part as well, but right now I'm using small tokens to generate this code. I don't want to overspend for the demo perspective for now, but most probably it is using 6,000 tokens for to generate complete infrastructure diagrams, arrangements, and all the points which is showcasing in this demo. And this creates the VPC, internet gateway, subnets, like public, private, RDS subnet, route tables, route table association, security groups, and AWS ALB, uh, load balancer application part is ALB, and the respective security groups and the which subnet, and AWS instance EC2, basic providing the instance type, DynamoDB, what is the type, pay per request, billing amount, and this attributes like ID and the type of instance type, based on those things. So this is the output, like ALB DNS name and those things. And we are also including the stateful management within this application in the further scope. It will be go for the next third sprint of this application. This is the first sprint. We are not included the features to have the stateful management here. And coming to the terminals, so to validate the Terraform, and if you want to import, connect to the CLI command, CLI interface of the application, and check out the resources which you want to import. And we are also planning to have a chat window here so that you can have that CLI command to generate or check into the infrastructure and get the infrastructure to want to import those things. And in the state file also, we're also having the reverse engineering in the next sprint, that when you upload the state file, it should generate this kind of infrastructure for our applications. And basic diagram which provides the what is the IP addresses, where the ALB is provided, where the private, what is the private IP range, and the instance ID, and the RDS subnets. And also it provides the cost estimation of the application. This is the most important part when we want to employ our application. So it providing the ALB as a monthly cost as $80, and EC2 as a T3 micro. This is the minimum one, $7 per month. And DynamoDB pay per request is a free tier eligible diagram. Is for the free tier pay request is that. So the total estimation cost is $25 per month for this application without the load, the basic or the minimum estimation cost of the application. And also it's also provided the compliance part. It says that the VPC flow log disable enables for production, which need to be enabled for the production. And DynamoDB is encrypted default AWS management, and public access ALB is in public and EC2 is in private, and least privileges for the security groups rules restricted to access to the ALB resources. Though this is the security points also provided by the InfraViz for the sprint 1 demo. And this is the deployment, how we want to deploy, and what are the things are coming, what are the things to be noted when we are planning to deploy it. So this is basically for the cloud engineers who want to design their application and get the basic infrastructure code. So when it is go for the fully productionized for this application, we will be having a number of features. And now we go for the dashboard, where this application or this interface is mainly focused for the non-technical person who wanted to host their application with the security compliance. And we will be talking about they might be aware of the security compliance and the governance compliance, but they want to host the application and no idea which resources are suitable for their application. For example, I want to host a static web page or host a web application on AWS with SOC2 certified. So SOC2 are the compliance. The most of the engineers knows about the SOC1, SOC2 is a system what we call as an technically we call it as let me give me a point. I just forgot the point. That is like system organized control certification. Okay, so it's trying to generate the part, and I don't like this interface, so I will be keeping this point for my agents to generate when they are planning to have the next sprint as the feedback. So SOC2 is all about the keeping customer data safe, private, and available. So basically, find transactional data or the application which is built for the transactional part, uh, it will is the best point to generate those things. So basically, SOC1, SOC2 are compliance perspective, how the application architecture is designed based on the compliance part. Okay, let's wait for this generate. We can see this application code is generated, though it's provided a summary. The basic architecture, that this is a 3-tier VPC architecture. Their public tier have ALB is hosted, and the private tier is EC2 instance for auto scaling with ASG group for compute, and private for the multi-AC RDS PostgreSQL database. SSD complaint is enforced to encrypt the EBS volumes, encrypt the RDS, call trials, logs, file validation, VPC flow logs, and strict security group rules. And it generated the Terraform code, variables, the provider, basic provider, network, or the other network to be there. The compute part, the ALB target group, ALB listeners, AMI, the machine image we want to provide. The ALB launched AWS launch template for SOC2 prefixes. So we have some template for the SOC2 and auto scaling group for the application. So this is the database part. It says that SOC2 Postgres compliance part. It created a subnet group for the SOC2 certifications and compliance Terraform. It says we have to encrypt the KMS keys. It's created the KMS keys as a cloud trial, S3 AWS S3 bucket, cloud trials, and everything within the part. Now this is the Terraform code is very huge to understand, but we want to go for the basic architecture diagram. It's also generates the architecture diagram with SOCT compliance, like whatever the applications are there. So the points are missing, but so it created the basic SOCT compliant part. The cloud trials should be out of the scope. And this is the basic architecture, how it is provided, like cloud trial, VPC flows or AWS config are the part of AWS cloud, not part of the any subnets, or this is the global resources which we will be using for the application hosting. And this is the cost estimation for the compliance for SOC2 certified application. And the basic cost estimation is $124 per month. It's an average part. Like what are the things that have been considered, like ALB and EC2 compliant with the 2 T3 micros. So diagram is not generated, but it says that encryption list for EBS, RDS, S3 via KMS. Encryption transit for ALB, TLC requires a ACM certification in the prod. Network isolation, the private subnets for app and DB. Audit logs, cloud trials enabled with the log validation. Network monitoring, VPC flow logs are enabled. High availability, like it's provided multi-AG for multi-availability zone for ASG and the RDS database, and least privileged security groups were created for this application. And this is a part of very important key role and the new feature which we want to deploy our application. So thanks for watching for this demo. In the upcoming demo, I'll be showing the sprint 2 of my cloud or the InfraViz project. Thank you. Have a nice day. Thank you for watching for the demo word, and hope you like some interesting topic, but sorry for the audio. I'm just a new beginner for the YouTube vlogs, but I'll try to improvise my audio of my video recording in the next videos, but hope you like it. please subscribe to my channel. We'll see in the sprint 2 what the agents will be building for this application. Or this is my dream project, and also I will be providing a demo on ADLC, and I created an ADLC kit which generates the specific agents of a skill based agents, where we can easily coordinate with each them, communicate with each agents, and build the product. Okay, thanks for watching. Subscribe to my channel. 58 AI Bytes.